Hello, everyone. This is Dr. B from Steps to the Future. I hope you're all having a wonderful evening or afternoon, depending upon where you are in the country and where you are in the world. We just had a pretty big thunderstorm going through here in my section of North Carolina. And I was so glad that it ended because I didn't know if I was going to be sitting out here with the thunder and lightning if we were still going to have power, but it has passed through. We just have some thunderstorm warnings for the rest of the day, for the rest of the evening. So this day, as you saw from the little brief cover, little brief informational section, this is going to be about LinkedIn. Now, for people who know me, you know I love LinkedIn. I just feel like it's one of those platforms that can be used in a way to help us professionally. And this evening, I want to do a little bit about how students can use LinkedIn. And just, I'm only doing a couple of components because talking about LinkedIn or showing you different aspects of LinkedIn um, would take more than the time I'm going to use today. So I plan to do a few short videos here and there, just letting you know a little bit more about different components of LinkedIn. So before we begin, I first would love to thank everyone who helped me get, and this is a big deal for me, who helped me get to 100 subscribers on my YouTube channel. And the big deal about that is once you get to 100 subscribers, you can actually customize your URL, which is usually the name of your YouTube channel. Now, with 100, actually 102 subscribers, I'm not out there being an influencer or anything. So, the big bucks aren't coming my way with all of that. But it's a big deal for me because, I started this as a labor of love because I just wanted to give back and help educate people. So this makes it easier. So if people don't want to go on Facebook to watch the videos or what have you, you can always watch them on my YouTube channel. So I really, really hope that people get the opportunity to go on my YouTube channel and subscribe if you haven't already. And once you subscribe, there's that little bell next to the subscribe button or just above the subscribe button. Hit that so that you're notified whenever a new video goes up. Hey, we have my twin Antoinette Batiste with me tonight. Thank you so much, Antoinette. I am so thrilled that you are here. It is thrilling to have you here. And another person in the audience saying thank you and congratulations. I really appreciate that because it's a big deal for me to do this. It is a big deal. I'm just college counselor out here trying to help folks get it together. So for those people who don't know where it is, let me just give you the URL again. This is the URL. Or you can just go on YouTube and type in the search engine Dr. B Steps to the Future, and it will come up. So, again, it's thrilling to be here, and I just want to welcome you here this evening. And we'll be back in 30 seconds to learn a little bit more about what you can do with LinkedIn. And I hope this helps some folks out there. Be right back. Okay, and here we are back in the studio again. I have so much fun with this sometimes, and sometimes I'm like, oh my God, technology, it'll make you crazy. One of the things for those of you that are out there considering doing any kind of lives or what have you, I love StreamYard. It's a wonderful platform to be able to do these lives, and you can do it to multiple platforms. I only use it. I only stream it to YouTube and to Facebook. I know there are others I can do, but I haven't ventured out that far yet. The support from StreamYard is amazing. They have a YouTube channel and they do regular live updates about what's going on with this particular platform, and they actually do live reviews, so they will help people work through whatever challenges they're having. So enough about that. Let me get this off the screen here, and we are going to go over here and start talking about some of the stuff with LinkedIn that I think you might want to know. So, first, I'm going to start out. It says interview prep on there, but I also wanted to talk a little bit about once students create their listen to me, got YouTube on the mind this evening. Once students create their LinkedIn account, just some things that they can do to update it and freshen it up as they go along. Now, what I'm showing you tonight is such a tiny drop in the bucket for what people can do with their YouTube. Oh, I'm getting ready to say it again, with their LinkedIn. So first, I'm starting off with the interview prep. Now, the reason this came up is because sometimes students have to go on interviews, or it doesn't just have to be students. It could be anyone out there that is going for a job, whether you're a career changer, whether you're someone fresh out of college, whether you're someone who has not gone to college and you went to a technical school, or you have a certificate, or you're just looking for work. This is such a great way to practice, and it's free. I have a free LinkedIn account, guys. Okay, I'm just gonna say that here. Um, so to be able to do this, you need to just create a LinkedIn account if you don't have one already. But this is so neat. Hey, Angela, how are you? We have our resident doula and lactation specialist here in the audience. I love her. I love her. She is so great. And she actually was the guest. And hopefully I can get her back again because she's doing some neat things. She is doing some really wonderful things with her work in this area in Black maternal health care. So this is Angela at Mama's Village. So you've gotten an interview and you're a little nervous about it because it's a video interview and you're not sure how to go about doing that. How do I go about doing a video interview when I've never done one before? How do I practice? So one of the things LinkedIn has built into their account is the ability for you to go in and practice. So you have a LinkedIn account. If you don't, create one later on, but just follow along, and this will be on my YouTube channel, and it also will be there on the Facebook page, so you can find that information. So you're on your LinkedIn profile page. Where you see that turquoise teal color arrow, it says jobs. You want to click on that. You want to click on jobs. And when you click on jobs, you will see over here on the side a menu come up. One of the things in that menu is interview prep. So you want to click on that. So once you click on interview prep, and this is something you can try in the privacy of your home. I tried it. It's pretty cool. So now when you go on there, it's giving you information about what you need to do. So let me just look over here because I just have to make sure, because I'm looking at the small screen and looking at the small screen and looking at the big screen is something entirely different. So it's telling you that this is AI powered, so it's artificial intelligence powered. And what it will do is as you're practicing your video, it will give you some feedback. What I like about are the different categories. So first of all, it starts out with general questions. And you see that next to mine, it's check, tell me about yourself. That's because that's the video I did, because that is a question you were going to be asked probably at 99.9% of the interviews that you go on. People are going to ask you to tell me about yourself. And that's one of those questions you're like, okay, what do I say? What do I say? So when you're doing this is a great way to practice. So you have all these questions. So these are all under the common questions, the general questions. What is your greatest strength? When somebody asks you that, you're like thinking, oh, do I really brag on myself? How do I answer this question? The nice thing about this particular aspect, this particular benefit of LinkedIn, is that it also gives you samples. So you can go in and see some of these questions and see how other people have answered them and see their videos. So again, why should we hire you? That's one of those questions that comes up quite a bit. And you want to be able to answer that. You can't just go in and like just be talking. So again, a lot of places now are going to video interviews where you have a certain amount of time to record and answer your question. A lot of times you will have the ability to practice once, maybe practice twice, but then you have to go in and you have to actually finish up the interview. And we're seeing this more and more. And I know the career centers and many of the colleges are working with students on learning how to use this. So you can see all the types of questions that are on here. Why do you want to leave your current job? So let me go on to the next page. I use screenshots because with the storm that was coming and stuff, I didn't want to do this live on LinkedIn or because you didn't know if power was going to go out or not. So again, here are some of the other questions that you see on here. Describe your most challenging project. Are you able to do that? What are your salary expectations? That's one of those questions that you want to do some research for to find out exactly how you might want to answer that by looking at what other agencies or companies are offering for a particular position that you're interested in, or what the nationwide average is, or what the statewide average is. And it goes on through all of these other questions that are on here. And you have the ability to go through here and do as many of these questions as you want. You can do all, or you can do some. Describe your leadership style. How would you describe your leadership style? So be prepared to answer these type of questions because you'll somewhere along the line you are going to be asked these questions at some point. And what's really nice again is they give you some information and a little bit of help on how to answer these questions. So let's go on here to the next slide. Those are the 26 questions for, whoops, excuse me. What am I doing here? So those are the 26 questions. Now I'm just going to move. I'm just going to got a little bit of craziness going on over here. Okay. So those are the 26 questions that you have under the common questions. Now, when we go on here, so this is me. This is a screenshot when I answered the question, tell me about yourself. So you can see on there that I talked for about 53 seconds and answered the question. Took my time. Actually, I practiced a couple of times because I wanted to make sure that I knew what I was doing. And it actually ended up being, kind of fun doing this. So here's the neat part. Here's the really neat part once you do it. So you can see how long mine was. But then you go on to this section. This is the cool part. You go on to this section and it's letting you know what your answers were and how well you did. So when I'm looking at this, it's letting me know that I did 139 words per minute as I was talking. And that says that's a great pace. But it also talks about your pitch variation. Because when you're talking with someone or you're in an interview, you don't want to be talking in a monotone. And yes, I know this is why I do this work really well. Or hey, how are we doing? You don't want to sound like a cartoon character, but you also don't want to have a monotone. You don't want to have a flat voice. So that's something that you can practice. Now, I know when you sign up for the paid version, you get a fuller, more feedback. But I thought this is a great way to start to find out just how am I doing in this particular aspect of learning about how to do a video interview. Now, for those people that are, if you're going for a particular position, one of the nice things that it does do is you're able to go on, and I didn't do screenshots of these, but they have all these different categories. So you can talk about being an accountant if you're going for an accounting position. If you're going for corporate finance, customer success, marketing manager, there are probably, let me see, there are quite a few: a project manager, sales development, software engineer, wealth management. So there are all these different occupations that are there. And you know what? Maybe if you see, if there's something that you'd like to have on there and it's not there, reach out to the folks at LinkedIn and let them know that you'd like to have questions relating to a particular uh, career that you're interested in. So that's a great opportunity to practice your interview skills by video, because we're seeing more of that. We're seeing more of the time video. I know one of my sons had to do an interview last year, and that's how he had to do it. He was given a set of questions to look at, and he had one shot to practice. And then once the clock started ticking down, he had to look into the camera and he had to answer those questions. And that allowed him to move on to the next part of the interview process for that particular job. But he had to do that video interview first. Now, with that being done, let's move on to another section that I just want people to pay attention to as they create their LinkedIn accounts. Now, when you create a LinkedIn account, one of the first things, please, 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 make sure you have a photo there that, if it's not taken professionally, that it's one that looks like a really nice headshot. I mean, with the types of cameras we all have nowadays, you can have someone take a headshot for you if you don't want to go to a professional person. But one of the little things I just want to remind people to do. So you've got your headshot, you've put in some of your information. And remember, this information may change from time to time. You should always go in every now and then, look at what you have on your LinkedIn profile. What do you need to update? What do you need to add? Now, when you go onto LinkedIn where you see these pictures, this banner in the background, that's usually a pale blue that is blank. That's valuable real estate. Use that to let people know something about you, whether you're going to do it in pictures, whether you're going to do it in words. How are you going to communicate to people out there part of what you want them to know about you as a professional? So I've changed mine a few times, and I'm an independent educational consultant. I love to read. I like to exercise. So I wanted to give people opportunity to learn a little bit about who I am by using this real estate. And I'm going to show you some great templates that you can use for this. So like in the first one, I was doing a presentation at the Independent Educational Consultants Association conference several years ago. So I used that photo. The next photo, I'm at my favorite place, and one of my favorite places in Fayetteville downtown is Winterbloom Tea, reading. Those of you that know me know I love books, so I had to put something in there that was aligned with my love of reading. The third picture, I am a vendor actually I was at a HBCU college fair that was given here locally at Seabrook Community Center. So I wanted to show that. And the last picture is at the Cape Fear River Trail, which I walk frequently. And we had just finished a walk, and I just wanted to, this is how we do self-care, by doing that. So I want to show you examples of how some other folks that I'm connected with on LinkedIn have used their banner, because everybody can do theirs differently. And there's so many options to do that. But it's a great place. Do not leave that blank. That is valuable real estate for you to use. So this is Adrian Williams. Adrian is works at Fayetteville State University with their TRIO support program. And for people that know Mr. Williams, they know that he is all about education. And I love the picture that he has in his banner. Education is the key. I love that because that fits him so much, because he is one of those people, he breathes education. It oozes out of his pores. So that's a wonderful banner for him to use. So this next one, this is Bob McIntosh. Bob and I, we haven't met in person yet. We met through LinkedIn, and I actually took a class on LinkedIn with him, from him. So He changes his banner frequently because a few months ago, this wasn't the banner that he had. So, this is what he wants people to know about him right now, in addition to whatever he has in his profile. That, he's about fighting unemployment, that he's does career coaching, he does LinkedIn training, and then he also gives you his website there right in the headlines. So, again, I want you to see how people are using their LinkedIn banners in order to highlight who they are as a professional. And I have one more here that I wanted to show you. So this is Sabrina Woods. So I met Sabrina, actually met her, connected with her online on LinkedIn, but actually got to meet her in person this summer. This past June. Turns out, she lives in Rhode Island. I'm from Rhode Island. So we had an opportunity to have a conversation. But one of the things I wanted to point out on hers, and why I wanted to use hers, you see where that arrow's pointing to that little megaphone there? So when you're on, and anybody can do this, but when you're on Sabrina's LinkedIn page, on her profile page, when you click on her photo, you get a short video that she has recorded of her and who she is and what she does. It's short, but it gives you the opportunity to do that. I haven't tried that yet, so I think that might be one of the things coming up that'll be on my to-do list as I go about updating my LinkedIn banner. So again, that's something that you can do in your LinkedIn account. And it wouldn't hurt, but you don't have to do it right away. Just get it up, get your banner going. And remember, whatever you put in there, you're going to be revising your LinkedIn profile frequently. Now, here's the cool thing. Again, if you know me, you know I love Canva. And with Canva, you can find over 5,000 templates to create your LinkedIn banner. And you can do this with the free account also. I happen to have a paid account because I like using a lot of the extra things that they have and being able to use all the photos and everything else they have without paying individually costs. I'd rather just have it. So again, you can go to Canva and you can do a search for LinkedIn banners and you will get over 5,000 templates. Now, for those of you that are familiar with Canva, you can go in, you can change the colors on a template, you can change the font on a template. If there's a photo or an image on there that you want to take off, you can do that also. So go in there and have a blast, but don't be like me. I get on Canva some days and I forget what I need to do. So for those of you that are just joining in, we just did a quick overview of an interview prep component that is on LinkedIn. So if you didn't catch it at the beginning, please go back and watch the video. You can watch it on Facebook or you can watch it on my YouTube channel. And that will give you the opportunity to learn a little bit more about how you can use that wonderful feature on LinkedIn. And then we just finished having a conversation about the different LinkedIn banners, the different styles that you can have, and why it's important to use that valuable real estate. Use that to, market yourself a little bit more. So don't just leave it there. So with that being said, let's move on to the next slide. So, okay, you guys know me. I love talking about books. So I want to share with you two books that recently came to my attention. So the first one, I just got this in the mail yesterday, hot off the press. It's called The Black Family's Guide to College Admissions, a conversation about education, parenting, and race. It's by Timothy L. Fields, who is the Senior Associate Dean of Undergraduate Admissions at Emory University in Atlanta, Georgia, and Shareem Herndon Brown, who is the founder and Chief Education Officer of Strategic Admissions. So this is, as I said, hot off the press. I just started reading it today, so I can't give you a full review of it, but I'm liking what I see so far. So this is definitely something that you want to think about if this fits your family. So this next book. So my twin, Antoinette Batiste, who may still be on, sent me this book, and I just want to share it with everybody because we're always wondering, how are we going to pay for college? Where are the scholarships? How do we do all of this? So I got this in the mail from her the other day. It's called the Scholarship Planner. And what is so cool about this particular book is it's done month by month. It's a scholarship monthly planner. And what they have, I just muted myself. How crazy. Okay. So you just want to make sure that you, yes, I know I did. I just muted myself. I'm like, that's because I'm waving my hands all over the place and what have you. But I should be back now. And is it back now? Somebody let me know if you can hear me. Want to make sure that I unmuted myself and everyone can hear me. Okay, Antoinette, thumbs up. Can you hear me now? Or am I just sitting here talking to myself? Thank you. I appreciate it. Okay. So this wonderful book, The Scholarship Planner, again, it goes from August to next July. And see, here's the neat thing I like about it. Once you get an idea, so if you're not ready for these scholarships this year, once you get an idea of what month the scholarship comes out at, now you've got a way to say, oh, this scholarship comes out in March. So let me make sure. So even though I'm not looking for this particular scholarship this coming March, my students or my cousins or my children or someone I know will be looking for scholarship. So I can write down that, okay, I know this one's going to come up in March. It's always important with any publication on scholarships that you check the URLs every year because things do change. So it's really important that you do that. But this is, yes, I love that, Angela. So Angela is saying, I need to find a fundraiser planner. Angela, I bet you there's one out there somewhere. So who knows? Somebody out there may hear you and say, hey, let me make sure she gets one of these. So again, think about that. You've got to start looking for scholarships early. It's really important. And it's funny because that's one of the things that Timothy and Shireen talk about in their book, as they talk about planning for college early, but also talking about planning for that financial part of it. You don't wait until senior year of high school to start figuring out how am I going to pay? How am I going to pay for college? That's a conversation that you have on a regular basis. And hey, you need to start that conversation as early as middle school. You know, got to pay for this. How are we going to do it? Because so many times people just assume, well, I've got good grades. I've taken some rigorous courses, so I'm going to get all the money. And it just doesn't happen that way, unfortunately. There's a lot of preparation. There's a lot of consideration that goes into who's getting scholarships and why they're getting scholarships. But if you know that ahead of time, it'll save you some headaches in the long run. So with that being said, so again, so these are the two books, The Black Family's Guide to College Admissions and the Scholarship Monthly Planner. These are definitely books that I hope, if you do happen to look at them or read them, let me know. So one of the things I'd love to do, let me see if I can share this. Let's see. Let me see. So I think what I might do is do a giveaway. And you can choose which book you want. Let me set this up. I had it set up earlier, but then I guess I did something crazy. So let's see. So for anyone that has put a comment, in the section. So if you're out there and you haven't commented yet, you've got a few seconds to put a comment in so that your name will be entered into the drawing for either one of the books. You can choose which one you want. And what I will do is I will make sure that you get a copy of it. So last call. If you want to make a comment for the drawing, you need to put your name in there. So let me see if I can share this and do it right. Let's see. Here we go. Okay. So far it says I have 3 entries. So that means 3 people have made comments. So if there's anybody else out there that would like to make a comment, do so now within the next 10 seconds. Okay, so I'm going to count down 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So let's do a drawing and see. And that is our winner. Yes. I'm not sure how to pronounce your name. I don't want to mispronounce it. Omni, you are the winner. So just what you can do is you can send me an email or send me a message on my Facebook page, and you can let me know which of the 2 books you would like to have. You can, Melba, thank you, Melba. I appreciate that. You can let me know which of the 2 books you would like to have, and I will send that to you. So you'll have your choice of the Black Family's Guide to College Admissions or the Scholarship Monthly Planner. You decide which one you want. So I appreciate you so much for being here. So folks, this is a short one. Usually when it's just me talking, I just figure, okay, because I can talk on and on. You're welcome. You're welcome so much. And I appreciate you being here. And I love it that you have the opportunity to pick one of the books. So that is great. So Melba is a Mama's Village doula. So, I'm even more impressed. So that is wonderful. That is absolutely wonderful. So Melba, just make sure, and Angela knows how to get in touch with me. She knows my email and what have you. But make sure you let me know which of the books that you want, and I'll make sure that book gets to you. So as I was saying, earlier, I'm one of those people that if I can just talk and talk. So I keep myself to, when it's just me, I keep myself to around 30 minutes so I don't talk too much. But I just want to remind people, if you know folks out there, if you're watching this on the replay, please make sure that you create a LinkedIn account. This is like a great networking opportunity for young folks, because once they start college, they're going to need to increase their professional network. And LinkedIn is probably the most used networking platform for professionals that we have across the United States and internationally. So hopefully we will get a chance, and I'll get a chance to see what kind of work you did on your LinkedIn account. And if you create a LinkedIn account, hey, find me on there and send a message to connect. That's one other hint I want to give people. When you're on LinkedIn and you want to connect with someone, you'll see a button that says connect. If you hit it right, it will say, do you want to send a personalized invitation? Please send a personalized invitation. Do not just hit connect and then just, hit submit, because then it sends like a generic message. And I get quite a few requests to connect, but I'm like, who is this person? How is this person connected with me? Is this somebody that I know? And if I don't know them, I'm like, okay, I'm not going to bother, I'm probably not going to connect with them because I don't know who they are. This is great, Angela. Angela said she's going to share this information to other doulas because it is helpful outside of just searching for a job. Yes, I know Antoinette and I, my twin who's on, we use LinkedIn to get information about colleges. We use LinkedIn to get information about what's happening with financial aid. We use it to find out what other types of professional development are available to us. There are so many reasons to use LinkedIn, and having that opportunity to use it more It's really good. So Melba is saying that she has one, but she does not utilize it at all. Okay, Melba. I am going to be looking for in the next week or two, because I'm going to give you a little bit of time. I am going to be looking for an invitation to connect with you on LinkedIn. And remember, you're going to send a personalized invitation, a personalized note, because it's really important to do that. It's just professional to, if you want to link up with someone, to say how I know you. And it could be you were at a conference and you met that person at a conference. You could say that in the message. I've gone to workshops where the person who's presenting the workshop is someone that I said, oh, this is somebody I'd love to keep in touch with and continue exchanging information. So I will do that. If it's someone, sometimes I'm looking for people for my YouTube channel when I'm interviewing guests. And I actually did reach out to someone the other day, and unfortunately, I don't think I did a good job of doing my personalized note, but I was looking for opportunities to invite Black and Brown career professionals to be guests on my channel. And I happened to see on ABC 11 an interview with this woman, a Black pilot who happens to live in Raleigh. I had no idea. And it was something that actually had been on ABC 11 on a news station um, a few months ago, but for some reason it came up in my feed again. So I said, let me reach out to this pilot, because I would love to be able to have her have a conversation so students can see, Black and Brown students can see someone that looks like them, who's been a pilot, who's been a captain for a number of years. So I think that is really, really great. So Antoinette saying, you're not alone, Mel, but I'm always urging her to, yes, I am. I'm always telling you got to get going. You got to get going. Um, we will use it if you get grant funders. Oh, come on, Angela, it's free. but you can use it to help you get grant funders. Yes, that's it. Yes, yes. Use it to help let people know about the wonderful work that you're doing at Mama's Village. You're always writing up these wonderful posts on Facebook. Use those posts on LinkedIn. Find other articles and where people are talking about Black maternal health. Black healthcare is a major topic on LinkedIn. It's on there quite a bit now. So again, I definitely hope you will do that. And Melba, yes, I do hope to see you on LinkedIn. So please make sure you do that. Yes. Yes. Again, all that great content that you give Angela, share that content on LinkedIn. Share that content so people can know. And then as you find other people that you want to partner with, like with all the partners that you have, when you put something on LinkedIn, tag them on LinkedIn so then it also goes to their audience. So again, let people know all the great work that you're out there doing, because you are doing some fabulous, fabulous stuff, and people need to know about it. So folks, that is going to be it for this evening. If anyone is looking for additional help with college and career counseling, feel free to contact me, Dr. B. I love what I do, and I love helping folks eliminate random acts of college planning. So, again, next week, I will have with me Michelle Carroll. Michelle is the department chair at Fayetteville Technical Community College, and she oversees the supply chain management program. So with the craziness that we've had with getting supplies and getting things delivered, I can't wait for her to tell you about their program, because this is a 2-year degree. So you don't have to go to a 4-year college in order to become knowledgeable and gain additional skills in an area that right now is so needing of people to work. So again, think of that. So Angela is saying, so Angela, I thank you for that, sharing information with Black Homeschoolers Group. I would love for you to do that. I'm also available to do workshops or one-time things. And Antoinette is always, she's all about it. Consider reaching out to any Divine Nine organizations if you haven't already. She is a member of AKA, and I know her her love for her sorority is absolutely amazing. So again, those are some great suggestions. I love that people see. I love this when people out there helping one another and collaborating. So Angela, Antoinette is in California, so you're doing this cross country thing, and it's so good. Um, Angela, you also talked about Fayetteville Black homeschoolers. Antoinette, Angela's thanking you for your suggestions. So thank you so much for that. And again, Angela, thank you for setting that up with your fall homeschoolers open house. So, folks, again, thank you so much for being here this evening. And also remember, put it out there. You can also see these videos on my YouTube channel. You can share that with people, like and subscribe to it. I'm planning on adding some videos there that you won't necessarily see on the Facebook page. Thinking about doing something with literacy, but we'll see how that goes. So next week, we have Michelle Carroll from Fayetteville Technical Community College to talk to us about supply chain management and how you can get a 2-year degree in this. Thank you so much, Angela. I appreciate it. You have a blessed evening also. Antoinette, thank you so much for joining in. I really appreciate it, and I definitely appreciate the scholarship planning book. Always, you know me, I always love books and always love great information to help our families. So, folks, see you next Monday. Take care and make sure you're reading every day and make sure you're out there taking care of business. Take care and bye-bye.